Any of our governmental colleagues that want to be up here with me, I would welcome it. Yeah, no, please. Anyone who'd like to? I know we have elected officials from our library. Do we have the township?
We have the township.
Come on up. Cheryl, come on up. Cheryl, are you going to want to take any questions? Although you can feel free. Okay. Come on. Yeah, come on. There's room. Yes, you are. You could stand next to me too. We can just crowd the place. It's kind of the point. Okay. However, Emily is going to start us off. Brian, if you want to come up and go. We'll just stand between the sides.
You get the meet me here, meet me there. It's like, okay, where is Robbie? Today's. I don't want to stand in front of you. Kind of longish hair, grayish jacket.
So things are going to ask you all to stand when I'm speaking.
I mean, I've been here so many times, but I've never been. I've been in here so many times, but I never really sat like here. When you sit here, you realize it's intimate, this place is. And what? You know, just bite the bullet and just take it all off.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Reverend Emily Gage. I'm one of the ministers here at Unity Temple Unitarian Universalist Congregation Here in this congregation, we put love at the center. We celebrate diversity and inclusion of all kinds. We fully embrace the wide spectrum of sexual orientation and gender identity. You'll notice that our architecture kind of reflects our theology of community, that we are in this all together and that we create a circle of love and care. And so I'm especially grateful that you are all here in this space. We have Oak Park Village President Vicki Skaman and all kinds of community leaders. So I'm grateful that you are here.
Thank you, Emily. I'm going to invite all of my colleagues to join me. We have representation here from every governmental body in our community and so many of our community partners that we're absolutely grateful, but absolutely also no surprise that the response would be so immediate when upholding our DEI values here in Oak Park. So we have a shared community statement. As leaders of the Oak Park community, we come together to affirm our unwavering commitment to inclusivity and the values that unite us. Our diversity is not just a characteristic of our community. It is our greatest strength. We believe that every individual comes from diverse background and deserves respect, dignity, and a sense of belonging here. Oak Park has a long history of working to be inclusive of all people. This work is hard, and it is sometimes done imperfectly. Even so, the community remains unyielding in its commitment to these values, which form the very fabric of who we are and who we continue to strive to be. Oak Park's historic commitment to fostering racial integrity and to cultivating diversity and equity will continue. Oak Park will stand in loving solidarity with our LGBTQ+ siblings because we know that the right to love who we love and the right to be who we are will always be defended here. Oak Park will always be a welcoming village, and those who seek refuge or opportunity here from near and far will always be safe here. Science will continue to be the guiding light of Oak Park's policymaking. And the education of Oak Park's young people will always reflect these progressive values and the continued growth as a community. In our world, where differences can sometimes lead to division, we choose to embrace our uniqueness and foster an environment where all voices are heard. We are dedicated to ensuring that Oak Park remains a safe and welcoming place for everyone, where understanding and acceptance are not only encouraged, they thrive. We recognize that our collective efforts are essential in promoting unity and compassion among our residents. As we stand together, we resolve to amplify the voices of the marginalized, challenge prejudice, and dismantle barriers that prevent full participation in our lively community life. Let us move forward hand in hand, celebrating our differences and nurturing a culture of inclusivity, for this will ensure that Oak Park remains a vibrant and supportive community for all. Together, we are stronger, and together, we will uphold the values of inclusivity that define us. Thank you. I do want to talk for a moment a little bit about what makes a community. There are so many things that bring people together: faith, family, education, work, and shared purpose. Sometimes it's as simple as loving the same sports team or sharing the same hobby. Community is all the little ways we build bridges between each other, forming the vibrant network of relationships that become the fabric of who we are together. In the case of the community I am elected to represent, Oak Park, it starts with borders and geography. But shared geography over time turns into shared history. And in this community of Oak Park, that shared history, the triumphs and failures, the building and regrowth, is striving and seeking. It's a history, a story of some very deeply held values. Today, those values are under attack. With great speed and veracity, our national leadership are making changes that may transform the very nature of our federal government. And many of these changes are directed specifically at the values we hold dear. We are a community that believes fundamentally that every person deserves to be safe, respected, and cared for. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are words we will not use to fearmonger in our community. They're foundational to how we aspire to live. We care for and lift up the most vulnerable among us. We respect science and make collective decisions that reflect scientific consensus and progress. We celebrate other cultures and yearn for cultural exchange. We welcome strangers and new arrivals. We recognize the power of education to change lives for the better and to keep us always mindful of the mistakes of the past. We are human, and we are often imperfect in our striving to live up to our ideals. But we forge ahead, guided by our collective belief that compassion, understanding, and inclusivity are strengths. If we're not careful, fear can cause us to close our hearts to each other. History is full of moments where people were ordered to abandon their values, and they obeyed out of fear. As a community, we must embrace the moral clarity to recognize when we have to choose between doing what we're told and doing what is right. Obviously, this moment is difficult, and I don't have all the answers. So many of you are uncertain and scared of the changes that are coming. But I, for one, am unwilling to concede these shared values in our community. I don't know what the coming months and years will bring us, but I do know that we must be unyielding in our commitment to who we are and what kind of community we want to be. And as stated in our community statement together, this means that our historic commitment to fostering racial integration and to cultivating diversity and equity will continue. It means that we will stand in loving solidarity with our LGBTQ+ siblings, and that the right to love who we love and the right to be who we will always be will be defended here. It means we will always be a welcoming village, and that those who seek refuge or opportunity here from afar will always be safe with us. It does mean that science will continue to be the guiding light of our policymaking, and it means that the education of our young people will always reflect those progressive values and our continued growth as a community. Strength lies in our diversity. Through our combined leadership, we are resolved to uphold compassion and embrace inclusivity. We gather together to demonstrate our commitment to leading as one, and we will continue to remain unified in our dedication to our values. It is our collective strength that protects these values and ensures we will always remain a safe community for everyone. I do, again, want to thank every single person in this room and for our administration who all immediately said yes to this, immediately, even though it meant mobilizing as quickly as was required to do. But this is an example of how quickly we will mobilize to protect our community. With the talented leadership that we have by our sides and the resources in our community that stand with us. So many of you are here today, from Thrive Counseling Center to our township, to our park district, to the Moms Demand Action and more. We're here for you, and I will be remaining in the room for as long as it takes to answer questions and give hugs, okay? But at this point, we're not going to take any direct questions using the microphone. So please congregate and let's share in the unity that we have of upholding our DEI values and remaining a welcoming community. Thank you. Thank you.